In the heart of the American South, the small town of Hoxie, Arkansas, stood as a testament to the era's traditions and challenges. In the 1950s, Hoxie was like many other towns, a place where life moved at a slower pace, where neighbors knew each other by name, and where schools, like much of society, remained segregated by race. For generations, African American and white children attended separate schools. Despite the promise of separate but equal, the reality was a system deeply divided and inherently unequal. Facilities, resources, and opportunities vary drastically, leaving African American students at a significant disadvantage.
Well, if you'd have seen their school, I mean, it was just a rundown building, and it's a shame that they had to go to school over there, because that old building, it was muddy up to the front steps, and I think they had an outside bathroom, and it was just awful.
But change was on the horizon. In 1954, the United States Supreme Court made a historic decision in Brown v. Board of Education, declaring that separate educational facilities are inherently unequal. This ruling paved the way for desegregation, challenging communities across the nation to rethink their educational systems. In the summer of 1955, Hoxie became one of the first school districts in the South to voluntarily integrate schools. The decision was met by both hope and resistance, marking a pivotal moment in the fight for civil rights. This is the story of Hoxie's brave step towards equality. Through the eyes of those who lived it, former students during this turbulent time, we uncover the challenges, the triumphs, and the enduring legacy of a community's commitment to change. Join us as we delve into the memories of those who were there, reliving the moments that shaped their lives and forever changed the landscape of American education, because they did what was right in the sight of God. Today, Hoxie, Arkansas is a quiet town where the echoes of history blend seamlessly with the rhythms of daily life. But beneath its tranquil surface lies a story of courage, resilience, and transformation.
The average experience every day for the children, it was going to school, coming home, playing, just enjoying the freedom, unless it was winter time. Then we had to stay inside, but in the summer it was really great being outside playing. The parents were either farmers. A lot of the wives were either housewives or housekeepers, like my mom. So we just kind of scrapped a living. Everyone was kind of in the same class as being a bit scrambling for money. We were all just kind of poor, more or less. At the time, the kids didn't really know we were poor. I mean, to us, everybody was in the same class, so we didn't realize that we were poor. We didn't know anybody rich, so there was nothing to compare.
Basically, for a southern Arkansas town, race relations were pretty good in Hoxie, Arkansas. And this was not really a black-white fight. The controversy was between the two white groups, those that supported the school board and their stand and those that were opposed to it. And the kids that lived in that area, the black and white kids, played together well, and so things were different back in the 50s, but for the time, the race relations, I thought, were pretty good in Hoxie.
In the summer of 1955, Hoxie made a groundbreaking decision that would set it apart from many other southern towns. The local school board, led by a group of determined individuals, voted unanimously to integrate the public schools. This decision came just 1 year after the Supreme Court's landmark ruling in Brown v. Board of Education, which declared that segregation in public schools was unconstitutional. The Hoxie School Board's decision was a bold and progressive move driven by a belief in equality and a vision for a better future, and because they said it was right in the sight of God. They understood that true education could not flourish in a divided system. But this decision was not without controversy. The news of integration was met with mixed reactions across the state. While locally those embraced the change, others outside of Hoxie resisted fiercely. The community found itself at a crossroads, caught between the old ways and the promise of a new beginning.
Well, I can remember one thing in particular. There was a group of local citizens that were canvassing the town, talking to the adults to keep their kids out. Hate to call names, but Herbert Brewer, who was a friend of our family, was the leader in that group. And I had a sister 4 years older than me, so she would have been in the 8th grade. And I remember the big fear tactic that he said to my parents was, you let them go to school together, they're going to be dating and getting married. So that was going to be terrible, So that was one of the scare tactics they used, that they would be interracial marriages if we let them go to school together.
I think the major influence was Herbert. I believe if whoever those people were, I think they came into town and they had a meeting, I believe, and Herbert probably seemed like the one that was the most against it, and he was the one that kind of pushed it. And I really believe if that hadn't happened, it just went over smooth.
The story of Hoxie's desegregation is more than a historical event. It's a testament to the power of education, community, and the enduring human spirit. It's a story that reminds us of the importance of standing up for what is right, even in the face of adversity.
Free at last! Free at last!